and welcome to Kogi in Focus, a weekly program that brings such light on happenings in and around the Nigeria conflict state, Kogi. I am Khadijat Mohammed. In today's edition, Supreme Court delivers its judgment on SDP and PDP. Kogi State to reopen schools on 14th of September, including tertiary institutions. And the Kogi State Internal Revenue Service has sealed off all the Union Bank of Nigeria branches in the state. This and many more after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back. The Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal filed by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and its governorship candidate, Musa Wada, challenging the re-election of Governor Yahaya Bello of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in the November 16, 2019 governorship election held in Kogi State. The court upheld election of Governor Yahaya Bello as duly elected governor of the state on the grounds that the appealed lacked merit as appropriate witnesses were not called. The court has also dismissed the appeal filed by Social Democratic Party and its governorship candidate, Natasha Apoti. Coalition of Political Parties, Kogi State Chapter, has congratulated Governor Yahaya Bello and his deputy, Edward Onoja. In a press statement made public by IBRAHIM Itodo, Secretary of the coalition, said the victory of the governor at the Supreme Court on Monday is a well-deserved victory. The juries at the Supreme Court has done justice to uphold the decision of the lower courts on the cases. It is on this note they called on the oppositions and the state to drop whatever grievances they might have and join hands with the New Direction administration to move the state to the next level of development. Member representing Ikeja Federal Constituency and Chairman, House Committee on Finance, James Abiodun Faleke, has held the Supreme Court judgment on Kogi State gubernatorial election. Faleke described the judgment as an affirmation of people's will. The Kogi-born Lagos political icon noted that the judgment has further solidified the integrity of the Apex Court because, according to him, Governor Yahaya Bello won the November 16 governorship election overwhelmingly. He said the Apex Court ruling is an affirmation of the people's will as expressed through the outcome of votes casted in the governorship election in the state. He said it is a great moment for democracy. The highest court in the country has finally settled the controversies surrounding the Kogi State governorship election and affirmed Governor Bello and our great party as the true winner of the election. Faleke urged the governor to keep pursuing what he described as a true reconciliation of all aggrieved contenders in the election. He wished the governor well and prayed for his success as he explored all routes to make Kogi a great state. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Electronic Media, Avoy Unogu, has on behalf of herself, family, political associates and colleagues congratulated Governor Yahaya Bello, his deputy Edward Onoja, Secretary to the State Government Dr. Folashade Ayoade, the Chief of Staff Abdulkarim Mohammed Jamiu Asuku, and the good people of the state for the resounding victory of Governor Bello at the Supreme Court, Abuja. Avoy said the governor's character to always help humanity and to curb the sufferings of the masses will continue to be an open door to overcome all challenges that might come his way. Again, she used the opportunity to appreciate the governor over her appointment and promised to continue to be at her best for positive reportage of all programs and activities of the New Direction administration. The Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria has congratulated Governor Yahaya Bello on his victory at the Supreme Court. The Kogi State Chairman of the association, Wakili Damina, in the statement issued in LOKOJA, described the victory as well-deserved. He also said that the judgment was a reflection of the people's wish as freely expressed during the governorship election held in November last year. Damina urged leaders of other political parties and the state to accept the court decision in good faith and join hands with Bello to build the state to an enviable height. The group also advised Bello to use his second term to work for the people irrespective of religion or tribe. Damina thanked the governor for giving herders in the state the freedom to practice their trade, promising that his members will continue to live in peace with other residents. IBRAHIM People's Association (EPA) congratulated Governor Yahaya Bello following his victory at the Supreme Court, which affirmed his re-election as the governor of the state. Speaking with newsmen in LOKOJA, the President General of the association, Dr. Abdulrahman Adaiza, said the victory of the governor at the Apex Court was historic. He added that since the creation of the state, the people has never had it so good in terms of development, pointing out that the Okene Reference Hospital is one of the major projects embarked upon by the governor. He stressed that Governor Bello should put all machinery in place in making sure the Okene Reference Hospital, water projects, roads and establishment of Confluence University of Science and Technology are completed before the end of his second tenure in office. According to him, the Supreme Court judgments has put to rest all litigation that have hindered the development of the state, noting that for 18 years of other governments in the state, they never had it so good. He said the good things about Governor Bello is that his governance is taking it equally to other parts of the state. He is trying to light up Kogi East. This is commendable, and that is what we call good governance. He therefore called on all stakeholders in the state to join hands with the administration of Governor Bello to move the state forward in the interest of the state. The Federal Medical Center LOKOJA has felicitated with Governor Yahaya Bello and his cabinet members on the positive outcome of the Supreme Court verdict. A statement from the Chief Medical Director of the FMC, Dr. Olatunde Alabi, On behalf of the Board of Management and staff of the hospital said the victory is a divine indication of God's purpose for the state at this particular time. Dr. Alabi urged the people, irrespective of party, religious and ideological differences, to give their maximum support as expected of a patriotic citizens of the country. He urged Governor Bello to remain committed to his programs and policies that are yielding positive results for transformation of the state to greater heights. The Chief Medical Director prayed for wisdom and good health for Governor Bello and the members of his cabinet to enable them pilot the affairs of the state. If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, a weekly program that brings to you all government and people's activity in the state. For your information, event coverage, contribution, advert placement or sponsorship, please call our producer's number or reach us through any of our social media handles displayed on your screen. Kogi State Government has announced that school will reopen in September 14, including tertiary institutions. The State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Remy Jones, disclosed this at a press briefing in LOKOJA. According to the Commissioner, the state government arrived at this decision after a series of interaction with the relevant stakeholders and assessment of both private and public schools in the state to ascertain their level of preparedness and safety for reopenings of school from COVID-19 break. It could be recalled that Governor YAHAYA Bello had directed the closure of all schools from primary to tertiary institutions in the state from March 23, 2020 because of the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic. Subsequently, upon the directive of the Federal Ministry of Education, exit classes were opened for primary 6, JSS3 and SS3 in Kogi on August 10, 2020 to particularly allow the SS3 classes to prepare and write the YAHAYA examination. Therefore, upon further review after several meetings with relevant stakeholders, the governor has directed that all schools in Kogi State should fully reopen on September 14, 2020. The commissioner said that the state government arrived at the decision after assessing the situations of schools, especially for the exit classes that had resumed, saying they have not recorded any negative report as far as COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. He said the governor deemed it fit for every school to open for full academic activities. Remy, however, advised and encouraged all heads of every school to ensure full compliance with the COVID-19 protocols, which had been clearly set out by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. The MAIGERI of LOKOJA, Muhammadu Kabir, has approved the cancellation of this year's edition of the LOKOJA Boat Regatta Festival. In the statement issued in LOKOJA by the organizer of the yearly cultural festival, LOKOJA Forum of Patriots, said MAIGERI took the decision after wide consultation with other critical stakeholders. The statement was signed by the coordinator of the festival, Umar Nda, and chairman of the LOKOJA Forum of Patriots, IDRIS Babango. They said that the outbreak of COVID-19 and the protocols put in place to curb its spread by relevant government agencies had clearly made it impossible to stage the festival this year. They noticed that going ahead to stage this year's edition of the festival will not only put the health of the people and other guests at risk, but will also amount to an affront against the law and constituted authorities. Inda and Babango appealed to the people not to allow the cancellation diminish their love, cooperation and support for the festival, which they said had contributed to the existing unity among indigenous and settlers from other parts of the country. They advised residents to continue to stay safe and obey all protocols to curb the spread of coronavirus. suspected cannabis sativa farmer Clement Akol has begged the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) to take his life instead of destroying his 10-hectare cannabis plantation. Akol, a 42-year-old father of 6 children from Enabo village in Ampa local government area of Kogi State, was arrested by the Kogi State Command of NDLEA alongside his accomplice David Ame. Akol, who claimed he has invested so much in the business and cannot afford to lose it to the arms of the law, said he learned the trade in Owo, Ondo State. The prime suspect, who cried profusely to stop men of the NDLEA, led by its commander Alfred Adeomi, from destroying his farm, which is located in Oketepe in Okula community, about 10 kilometers from Ejule, under of local government of Kogi State, said he would rather prefer to die than watch the officers destroy what he had worked hard for in the last 1 year. He noted that he is aware of the law banning the sale of cannabis sativa, insisting that it is business which must be followed with risk. His action forced the NDLEA commander Alfred Adeomi to calm him down, insisting that the war against illicit use of drug is on course in Kogi State. Addressing journalists shortly after the destruction of the large cannabis farm, the Kogi State commander, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA), Alfred Adeomi, lamented on the increasing wave of illicit use and cultivation of cannabis sativa in the state. Adeomi stated that the 2 suspects were arrested through intelligence gathering by officers of his command. The commander noted that the latest breakthrough in the fight against illicit use of drug in Kogi State is coming 3 days after the command arrested the duo of Endurance Samson and Abba Sunday for alleged possession of 36.2 kilograms wrap of cannabis sativa. The NDLEA boss said they will not relent in fighting against illicit use of drug. He said this is why they took the fight to their doorstep, because Kogi State is the gateway to man other states in the north, south, east and western part of this country. The Kogi State Internal Revenue Service has sealed off all the Union Bank of Nigeria branches in the state. The Director Legal Services of the organization, Barrister Issa Jamil, disclosed that on the 21st of August 2020, the High Court of Kogi State granted an application of the Kogi State Internal Revenue Service to destroy the premises of Union Bank of Nigeria PLC on the account of a default in the payment of tax liability owed Kogi State government in the sum of 147,343,407 naira 32 kobo by the bank. The Director of Legal Services also said the premises of the bank across the Kogi State were therefore sealed in pursuant to the said court order. Barrister Issa Jamil further explained that UBN on its part then filed a motion before the Kogi High Court seeking to set aside the order of distraint. According to him, the court heard the application on the 26th of August 2020, and in a well-considered ruling, the court dismissed the application of the UBN for lack of merit. The Director of Legal Services added that in 2019, UBN had filed a case before the Tax Appeal Tribunal TAT, sitting in just disputing Internal Revenue Service assessment notice of the same liability. But on the 29th of July 2020, the TAT found at the end of the hearing of the case that UBN is liable to Kogi State government in the sum of 147,343,407 naira 32 kobo and directed the bank to pay the said amount immediately, but UBN failed to comply with the judgment of TAT. He noted that as the case of UBN has been dismissed, the distraint of the premises of the bank will continue until the liability of the bank is fully settled. The Director of Legal Services, however, hinted that the state is also looking at other lawful options to ensure that the liability is settled by UBN without further delay. The former governor of Kogi State, IBRAHIM Idris, has sent a congratulatory message to Senator John Tunde Obeha as he clocks 72 years on the surface of the earth. IBRAHIM, in a statement issued in Abuja, says the former military administrator and army general deserve to be celebrated at this auspicious occasion of his birthday. He described Brigadier General Tunde OGBEHA, retired, as a genuine statesman, an astute administrator, a rare political juggernaut with an unblemished and successful military career. Former Governor IBRAHIM IDRIS said his untiring and developmental political leadership after a successful military career had carved a niche for him in effort to continue his national, state, and community service. He commended the leadership roles of Senator OGBEHA that contributed in no small measure to the creation of Kogi State over 2 decades ago and his sustenance many years after his remarkable strides. IBRAHIM IDRIS prayed for more years to the former military administrator, astute politician, to continue in his strength that will guarantee the total political emancipation of the people. This is where we wrap it up on today's edition. Do join us for another interesting package next week, same time on this channel. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel to always get updates of our weekly edition of Kogi in Focus. Until I come your way, please do continue to do to others what you want them to do to you. I am Khadijat Mohammed, saying goodbye.